यूं जमीन पर बैठकर क्यों आसमान देखते हो? पंखों को खोलो क्योंकि जमाना सिर्फ उड़ान देखता है. Namaskar, welcome to PT Pointers, and in this video we are going to cover major headlines of the Hindu, Indian Express and Press Information Bureau. So without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion. और आज की हमारी पहली हेडलाइन रिलेटेड है इश्यूज रिलेटेड टू स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स एंड गवर्नर्स. एंड ये अभी न्यूज में इसलिए है क्योंकि रिसेंटली कुछ तनाव देखे गए हैं तमिलनाडु स्टेट गवर्नमेंट एंड वहां के गवर्नर के बीच में, बिकॉज रिसेंटली तमिलनाडु गवर्नर हैज withheld assent for certain bills passed by the legislative assembly and he has not returned bills to the legislature for reconsideration. तो चलिए इस कंटेक्स्ट में कुछ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजंस को जानते हैं. तो फ्रेंड्स, एज पर आर्टिकल 200 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, द गवर्नर इज एम्पावर्ड either grant assent, withhold assent, or reserve a bill for consideration by the president, and the last option is to return the bill requesting reconsideration by the legislature. And do you know, friends, according to article 163 of the constitution, there shall be council of ministers with chief minister at the head to aid and advise the governor in exercise of his functions. Our next headline is related to इंडियाज ओपीएम प्रोडक्शन. ओपीएम को हिंदी में अफीम भी कहा जाता है. एंड ये न्यूज में इसलिए है क्योंकि ओपीएम फार्मर्स जो हैं थोड़ी नाराज चल रहे हैं जब से गवर्नमेंट ने ओपन किया है इस सेक्टर को फॉर प्राइवेट प्लेयर्स टू प्रोड्यूस एंड प्रोसेस. एंड फार्मर्स को ये चिंता है कि इससे उनकी जो लाइवलीहुड है उस पर असर पड़ेगा और इनके प्रॉफिट और बिजनेस भी इंपैक्ट होंगे. इससे उनको ऐसी उम्मीद है कि इसका इंपैक्ट नेशनल सिक्योरिटी पे भी पड़ सकता है क्योंकि इससे ड्रग अब्यूज की भी प्रॉब्लम बढ़ सकती है. अगर हम ओपीएम प्रोडक्शन की बात करें तो इट कैन बी कल्टिवेटेड ओनली इन सच ट्रैक्ट्स एज नोटिफाइड बाय द गवर्नमेंट एंड एट प्रेजेंट दीज ट्रैक्ट्स आर कन्फाइंड टू 3 states and these are Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. And these 3 districts in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan together contribute to 80% of India's opium production. And do you know, friends, in 2021, Union government changed its opium policy, allowing private players to process opium poppy to boost yield of alkaloids. Our next headline is related to Voice of Global South Summit, जिसका inauguration रिसेंटली प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया के द्वारा किया गया है. एंड ये दूसरी समिट है और जो पहली वर्चुअल समिट थी दैट विटनेस्ड participation by 125 countries of the global south. And during the recent summit, Prime Minister strongly condemned the civilian casualties in the ongoing violence in Gaza Strip. And Prime Minister also inaugurated Development and Knowledge Sharing Initiative, which is also known as Dakshin Center, which will undertake research on developmental challenges being faced by the global south and finding practical solutions to these challenges. And do you know, friends, Global South represents developing and underdeveloped countries and it includes countries in Asia, Africa and South America. और आज की हमारी अगली हेडलाइन रिलेटेड है प्रोग्रेस टुवर्ड्स मिसाइल्स एलिमिनेशन वर्ल्ड वाइड 2000 to 2022 रिपोर्ट, जिसको रिसेंटली रिलीज किया गया है वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड यूएस सेंटर्स फॉर डिजीज कंट्रोल एंड प्रिवेंशन. एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू इट, ग्लोबल कवरेज with missiles containing vaccine declined during the COVID-19 pandemic to the lowest levels since 2008, leading to an 18% rise in cases and 43% increase in deaths in 2022. And in context of India, the report estimated that 11 lakh children in India missed their crucial first dose of measles vaccine in 2022. And this puts India among 10 countries with the highest number of children who did not receive the first shot. And India is also among the 37 countries that witnessed large or disruptive outbreaks, reporting more than 40,000 measles cases in 2022. And do you know, friends, measles एक highly contagious disease है जो कि वायरस की वजह से होती है and it spreads easily when an infected person breathes, coughs or sneezes. It can cause severe disease complications and even death. It can affect anyone, but it is most common in children and it infects the respiratory tract and then spreads throughout the body. And do you know, friends, being vaccinated is the best way to prevent getting sick with missiles or spreading it to the other people. Our next headline is related to इंडो पैसिफिक इकोनॉमिक फ्रेमवर्क एंड ये न्यूज में इसलिए है क्योंकि रिसेंटली इंडो पैसिफिक इकोनॉमिक फ्रेमवर्क टॉक्स ऑन क्लीन इकोनॉमी कंक्लूडेड to strengthen the implementation of effective anti-corruption and tax measures and promote sustainable trade. And do you know, friends, this framework was launched by US and other partner countries of the Indo-Pacific region in May 2022 in Tokyo. इसमें 14 partner countries हैं, including Australia, Brunei, Fiji, India, Indonesia, Japan, Republic of Korea, Malaysia, New Zealand, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, and USA. It seeks to strengthen economic engagement among partner countries with the goal of advancing growth, peace, and prosperity in the region. And this framework is structured around 4 pillars relating to trade, supply chains, clean economy, and fair economy. India has joined all the pillars except trade wala pillar. Our next headline is related to Indo-Pacific Regional Dialogue, जो कि recently conclude हो चुका है न्यू दिल्ली में. It was a strategic dialogue which engaged globally renowned experts from India and abroad, senior officers from the Indian Armed Forces and Government of India and scholars etc. And इसकी theme थी geopolitical impacts अपॉन इंडो पैसिफिक मैरीटाइम ट्रेड एंड कनेक्टिविटी. इसको ऑर्गेनाइज किया गया था नेशनल मैरीटाइम फाउंडेशन के द्वारा. एंड ड्यूरिंग द कॉन्फ्रेंस नेशनल मैरीटाइम फाउंडेशन साइंड मेमोरेंडम ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग्स ऑफ कॉपरेशन with 4 prominent think tanks in the Indo-Pacific, namely Nepal Institute for International Cooperation and Engagement, the Global Center for Policy and Strategy Kenya, the Diplomatic Academy of Vietnam, and the Energy and Resources Institute. Our next and last headline is related to Aeronautical Society of India, which is organizing an international conference cum exhibition on aerospace and aviation in 2047. It is being organized to commemorate 75 years of excellence of the Aeronautical Society of India, जिसको establish किया गया था 1948 में with the Prime Minister as patron in chief to promote aerospace and aviation in the country, and it is aimed to promote advancement and nationwide diffusion of the knowledge of aeronautical sciences and aircraft engineering among various streams including industry, academia, and research laboratories. So with this, let's conclude our today's discussion. Thanks for listening, and for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.